What's up guys, Dr. Zleek here. Today we're looking at a match marker for a platinum or gold guide, depending if you're going for the platinum medal because you're awesome, or the achievement because like me you like getting achievements. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. This is honestly the hardest track in this DLC. I dislike it the most. Thankfully we have a bit of leeway because it is 16 faults for gold medal. I'm using the Phoenix. So speaking of medals, in my previous videos I may have said that all of these tracks are actually 3 faults for gold, which is horribly incorrect. Back to the Attic I believe is 10, Straight Jacket is 12, and this one is 16, so you have a lot more leeway than I said you had, so I apologize for that. There should be a notification on the other videos that I uploaded saying that. Again, I apologize. Alright, so with this track, like I said, Phoenix, I'm going to start out by doing a very simple just leaning it back, letting your tire do all the work. You should land up here no problem, and there should be a checkpoint up on this hill here. So this part is kind of annoying, but if you basically just gas from this little flat platform while leaning forward its next platform, you should be able to get at least up there, and if you can feather with that front wheel over there. And that should be easy enough to get over. Otherwise, you just make sure that you get as much height as possible with much momentum as possible to get up and over that jump and land on that checkpoint. Alright, and if you get stuck there, it's at the very beginning of the track, so don't feel bad if you want to hit select or B and go back to the beginning. Alright, for this next obstacle, you're just going to want to sit down here. My personal favorite easy way to do this is just down here, let your bike roll down. If you start leaning back, just hit reverse, and it'll actually kick your biker forward. Don't hit it too much though, as you saw there, your wheel will go up that thing and you'll most likely crash from that. So once you're down here, you'll want to kind of feather into full throttle. You want to hit full throttle by the time you hit this flat segment. And I can show you why from like right here, because that'll get you the most way to get up there the easiest. Also, if you just flat out from the beginning, that's a mouthful, your front tire will compress and it'll kind of give you a hop. So like this, and then you might crash. I guess that's a bad example because I made it. But the surefire way to get it is just sit right at the bottom where that kind of creases into this actual incline here, and just feather yourself up here. Nice and easy, except for I didn't make it, but you get the idea. Otherwise, the fast way to do it is to try to get as much height and speed off of that to be able to clear that jump immediately, but that is a bit more annoying, as you can see. So like I said, personally my favorite is just kind of roll down here, feather into full throttle, and get up on that jump, and hopefully not crash a million times like I am right now. Alright, so then we get to the next checkpoint. For this part you can do like I did previously, where you just kind of roll down to the bottom here, although if you go too fast you will crash, and you'll need to do that reverse trick again to kind of spin your bike forward, and you'll just need to feather up here nice and easy. And then again you can roll down here if you want, and just stick down here and just go up like that. Personally, the way I would do it, which is a little bit faster and actually easier in my opinion, is to just do a basic bunny hop, get that front wheel over, plant your back wheel, and do a bunny hop to this next section. Shout out to Corrupt. And then roll up here to the next checkpoint. Alright, this is probably one of the hardest jumps coming up to these next set. Basically, you just want to focus on getting enough air to where your back tire will land somewhere on those 3 segments while your front tire is actually up and above it like that. That way you can just lean forward without really using too much gas, because if you use gas, it's likely that you'll either go up too high or you'll just crash. So you basically want to land somewhere like this where your front tire is up and above there, and you can just throttle up and get up there like that. If you need to do a little bit of ninja trick, that's fine. You're only really out of luck if you land with your front tire actually touching on those platforms. I can't really replicate it from this checkpoint because, yeah, so let's just start over here. So again, let's do your nice bunny hop, lean forward, and you'll see me here as I mess up, just kind of restart. Nice and easy. And like I said, this is my least favorite track, so I'm not very good at it. It's basically something I got platinum and then never played again, so that's why I'm not super proficient. But as you can see, just take it nice and smooth and slow, and you'll make it there. Timing for gold for this is like 3 minutes or something, so you don't need to really rush too much. Alright, so as you see here, like I said, you just want to make sure that front tire is up, and without even using gas, I can usually just roll forward, and then my bike will just kind of pick itself up. And that was without using gas there, I just did that. So the key is just getting enough height and just hitting it forward with enough momentum. You should be fine. If you roll back, it's fine. Just let your bike roll back a little bit to give your chassis some space. And then just roll up here, and there you go. Alright, so these are some pretty hard jumps, but I'll show you how I like to do it. Is I like to feather down near here. Don't get all the way to the bottom, because if you get to the bottom and try to feather at the last second, you'll find your tire slipping and you'll just fall off the edge like that a lot. So I recommend trying to feather very slowly. And then once you're near here, what you want to do is you want to gas up, lean back, wait a very, very brief moment after leaning back, and then do a bunny hop. You don't want to immediately lean back into the bunny hop, because you won't necessarily make it. What you want to do is you want to lean back and wait like a 1/10 of a second, like just enough time to where you're actually leaning back for a solid moment, and then do your bunny hop. Otherwise, you'll just lean back and maybe slip and not get that hop right. So once you do that, you just want to roll up to the next point. Some people like to do it where they start from down here and just treat that as a jump and pretend that this flat area isn't here. And I'll show you that in a second. But from this point, excuse me, from this point, you have a little bit of leeway here, and you just want to roll back and then lean forward into this jump as you're going through it, and then again lean back, and then give yourself a brief moment of leaning back before you actually do the bunny hop. And once you land here, you just want to go nice and slow. You can kind of speed up here if you want. That is a bit risky, and as you saw, my bike got some air, so if you mess up, there's not really recovering from that. What I was saying earlier with this jump is you can treat it like there's no gap, and you just do the same thing. But that is a little bit faster, but it is a bit more difficult, and if you mess up, there's not really any time to hesitate and come back and recover from that. So once you're here, either way, you want to land here and just go nice and smooth. You can go that fast way like I showed before, or you can just kind of feather. You do need to increase your speed as you hit this bump, because your bike will lose traction if you're not giving enough juice and start rolling down. As you can see right here, I'm holding gas, but I'm still rolling downwards. But the key is to keep that front tire down, and once you get that front tire up and over this ledge, it's really easy to come up. There's not too much other advice I can say other than the standard incline advice, which is to land on your back tire leaning into your front tire. And just, you want to give that initial burst of gas to actually roll up the hill, otherwise you won't make it. You'll just stagnate there and fall off. And then once you actually roll up the hill, you can roll down a little bit and then feather yourself into it, and then just go about going up how you choose. The key is just keeping your front tire down. If it starts to spin, you need to let go of the gas a little bit and let it roll back down. But you can easily waste some time here and not worry about crashing. Alright. So once we're past there, that's the hardest part. You should be able to get past this next few obstacles without a problem. I don't really explain that. Just make sure to get enough distance in your front tire up and over to be able to pivot this jump. If you end up getting stuck, you can actually recover from down here. If I can show you without wrecking too many times. Basically, if you just get stuck down there, it's pretty easy just to like recover yourself and be able to jump up that gap. Alright, similar to the last jump, just roll back. Make sure to let your chassis pivot over there. Chassis is where your engine is. I learned that from Orange County Chopper, so, you know, bike knowledge. It's not really that hard, or I should say, it's not really that easy to wreck unless you do like I just did, where you just lean forward and run into it and try planking and then turn into a cannonball and start like stroking this thing. Regardless, as long as you just roll back and give your bike enough room to kind of bounce over that ledge, it should be an easy checkpoint. Alright, from here, pretty easy. Just jump over this gap, unless you just mess up like I just did. Basically, you just want to get enough air just to clear it. It's actually easier to lean into it lower, that way you just get full momentum. For this jump, I recommend using the speed from the last jump, and if you're using the speed, you want to lean forward in around here, that way your bike doesn't hop too much. And it's roughly the same if you just want to slow down and go from the bottom. I would say around here and then lean forward. Basically, if you lean forward early, it'll A, prevent your front tire from spinning up, and B, if your front tire hits that incline, it's going to compress, which will make it hop, and it'll just make your bike all jabberwocky, which isn't no good. And that's over from the 60s if you live in Alabama. Anyways, so like I said, lean forward here and just kind of throttle up. If you can land with this front tire up above this on the slanted area, like that, it's pretty easy to get up there. But again, this texture is very slippery for some reason, so you just want to be able to get up here and not crash. For the most part, the good thing about this is if you mess up from this area, it's pretty easy just to fall back down, just roll down or whatever, and just kind of regain yourself and calm your tits up. So, oh no, falling down. And then, there you go, and just kind of tease a little bit. Alright, so for this jump, in my replay, I actually do land on both tires like I did there. Although that is a little bit harder, because if you don't land just right, it can mess you up pretty bad. Because you have to just land and kind of hop immediately. Personally, what I like to do is try to do this, where you land on just the back tire, which compresses it quite a bit. The only bad part is if you hit it at a bad angle, you can either just do a spin forward, or you can just do that and just get a very lateral distance. You just want to land it leaning back just to be able to do the bunny hop and be able to get that height, because your tire will compress enough to where it'll give you the height, and your front tire will already be up in the air to kind of give you that momentum to over that ledge. And I can talk a little bit about the more in my replay where you see me actually land with 2 tires. Alright, from here you just want to lean back. You can give it an initial burst of gas, but you don't want to do too much, otherwise you will flip over and just land. You can land, and it's easier to land with both tires on this point, because I'll give your bike an overall hop, and then you just want to be able to kind of recover yourself here, if that is the case. Just don't hit those spikes, because despite the fact that they're drawn by a marker, they are quite deadly. Now once you're here, you can again land on 2 tires. If you want to just lean forward and go, that's fine. Personally, I just like to do like that previous jump and just land on my back tire and hop over, and then there we go, there's the finish line. Alright, so let's go ahead and check out the leaderboard replay. This is currently ranked 1,325th with a time of 113.057, 0 falls for platinum. Let's go ahead and check it out. Slow motion replay, of course, first. Alright, so see me lean forward here, and just lean back on my tire, take care of myself here. Level out here, push forward as I'm getting up there. Just lean into my front tire, and incline as always. I've said that like a million times in my videos, so you should have it implanted in your skull by now. So again, resting down here, pushing forward, that back tire comes up a little bit, but that's okay. Rolling forward again, you see me start gassing from the back there, just get enough height. Pivot with my front tire, plant my back tire, have it compress. Land there with plenty of room. Okay, and then you'll see me here, leaning back with my front tire up, leaning forward into my front tire. I do get stuck there, so I let my bike kind of roll down a little bit. Just gas enough there to land. See me here again, leaning into my front tire as I land on the incline, rolling back and feathering. So you can actually see me here when I lean back initially, my front tire is already off the ground. And my back tire does come off the ground just a little slither, but it's enough, and that's why I have to wait to do that bunny hop, and now you can see how compressed my tire is to get that height. Also notice that I'm waiting until I'm very near the tip of the jump, that way I don't jump too early and lose all my momentum. Okay, now just see me come up here. So I almost immediately, you'll see I'm still from the back, but I almost immediately start gassing just to keep my momentum going. Leaning forward a bit early there, but it ended up working out. Again, you could have seen my back tire just come up there again. Bunny hopping, leaning into this. I go a little bit slow up here. I do mess up and I have to roll back down, I do believe. That's fine. So, as you can see, I'm just kind of teasing it, and if I'm about to do it, I stop and push forward. Keeping forward is the main idea. Roll back down. Again, I felt I was going to lose it, so I composed myself. And then once I get my front tire up and over, I just go forward. Alright, so again, you'll see me back up here just to get that extra height on my front tire. Pivot over. Make sure to brake before my bike slips off. If you do get your front tire below that point, you're kind of screwed because there's no way to get it back up. So I mess up there, but you see me just roll back. Okay, now going forward again, just pivot over, get my back tire down. So I'm leaning forward pretty early, just to get enough. I do hit my back tire there, but that's fine. Okay, leaning forward around there. Just going up and getting that front tire up and over. Playing that back tire. Alright, so I do hit my front tire there, my back tire there, so I do kind of mess up, but I get lucky and my back tire still compresses enough to get that height. Alright, you see me just kind of roll off the edge, land with both tires there, do that bunny hop, and both tires there again, do another bunny hop, and just kind of barely clear it, but hey, that's all that matters. and there's a platinum time with 0 faults. So again, gold faults is like 16 or something, so you should have plenty of faults to kind of narrow this down to a gold medal if you're just looking for that achievement. And also check out my uphill struggle guide, because that's a requirement for that gold achievement, as well as some of the other videos for this DLC I put up. If you want a specific track for me to cover, let me know. Most of them are pretty easy to gold, relatively speaking anyways. So yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys. So I'll let this finish out, and then I'll see you guys next time.